Rolling Stone Keith Richards just recalled a vile experience with Trump and demanded America get rid of him. A British rock legend who has long called America home is speaking out against Trump's disastrous reign. Keith Richards, the guitarist for the world-famous Rolling Stones, has called for the U.S. to get rid of President Donald Trump in a new interview. The Connecticut-based musician supposedly hasn't been angry since 1989 when a run-in with Donald Trump on the Stones' Steel Wheels tour rubbed Richards the wrong way. At least, that's what he told BBC Radio 4's Today program. Donald Trump was the promoter for us in Atlantic City, and we got to Atlantic City and it was billed as Donald Trump Presents. The Rolling Stones was written in miniature. We never have much to do with promoters, but this one got me. That was the last time I got angry. I pulled out my trusty blade and stuck it in the table and said, "You've got to get rid of this man." The final show of the Rolling Stones' 1989 Steel Wheels tour was to be played at the Boardwalk Hall in Atlantic City, sponsored by the adjacent Trump Plaza and Casino. Even then, the Stones wanted nothing to do with the abrasive business tycoon, and refused to do the show unless Trump was absent from promotion and from the show itself. "This is all great, but we're not going to be affiliated with Donald Trump at all. Screw you." Unsurprisingly, the limelight-hungry narcissist couldn't stay away. Manager Michael Call recounts how "I get word that I have to come to the press room in the next building. I run to the press room in the next building, and what do you think is happening? There's Donald Trump giving a press conference, in our room. Trump then gave his usual excuses. They begged me to go up, which were rejected by Call. Stop it. Don't make a liar of yourself." When Keith Richards heard of Trump's presence, he fell into a rage, pulled his knife out of his boot and slammed it into the table. "What the hell do I have you call for? Do I have to go over there and fire him myself? One of us is leaving the building, either him, or us. It will come as no great surprise that Trump threw a tantrum. You don't know anything. Your guys suck. I promote Mike Tyson. I promote heavyweight fights," whined Trump. Call then describes how the situation almost became violent. "I notice the three Starkers he's with, in trench coats, two of them are putting on gloves and the other one is putting on brass knuckles. I go on the walkie-talkie and I call for Jim Callahan, who was head of our security, and I go, 'Jim, I think I'm in a bit of trouble.' And he says, 'Just turn around.'" Call found Trump surrounded by 40 crew members armed with tire irons, hockey sticks, and screwdrivers. "Now, the US needs to grab her trusty blade and do the same," says Richards. "Now America has to get rid of him. Don't say I didn't warn you." Richards hasn't exactly been silent on his dislike of the president. Back in 2015 he told Rolling Stone magazine, "Can you imagine President Trump? The worst nightmare. But we can't say that. Because it could happen. And it did happen. So we're trapped in the nightmare if Richards' prediction." In spite of Richards' protests, the only song that Trump has been able to use since his 2016 campaign began is the Stones' "You Can't Always Get What You Want," a strange choice according to frontman Mick Jagger. He used it on everything. He used it on every rally through the election campaign. "I wasn't the DJ obviously, but if I was Donald's DJ, it's a funny song for your playout song." When he finished the speech, he played this out, this sort of doomy ballad about drugs in Chelsea. It's kind of weird if you think about it, but he couldn't be persuaded to use something else. It was an odd thing, very odd. Odd doesn't even begin to cover it, Mick.